The individual mandate, as I just said, is gone. But the
Right.
business mandate remains, and many of the other portions of regulations of Obamacare remain as well. And this is the problem, that the United States Congress has picked away at it and picked off some elements of it, but the roots of Obamacare remain.
The worst part is yet to come. We're living through a horror story right now. 2 weeks ago, we got a letter from the IRS saying because our insurance had been canceled in 2015 and we had to scurry around and get 2 insurance companies to replace the coverage we had, we may have had 8 people who might have had a gap in coverage. They're finding us $91,000 because we had several employees that may have had a several-month gap in coverage. We're working through it now because the rules are very complicated, but it's a horror story, and I just feel sorry for companies like ours and the companies out there that are going through this living hell.
So the gap in coverage means essentially that there was a time between health care insurance coverage for just a handful of your employees?
That's exactly right. If you have over 50 employees, even if you have a handful, they penalize you per employee. It's like $3,000 for all of the employee over a certain limit. It's ridiculous. It's just a horrible thing. Whoever thought of it, well, it's just a shame, and I feel sorry for the small companies out there that are going through what we're going through.
We know who thought of it. It wasn't just Barack Obama, but this has been the holy grail for the fascist left for many, many decades. And they were finally able to impress it upon the American people during the Obama administration. But let's back up a little bit. Prior to Obamacare, many companies like your own had wonderful health care plans. Some of them were called Cadillac plans, which are pretty much non-existent now because of Obamacare. But prior to Obamacare, did you folks have pretty good health care coverage?
Well, we not only had pretty good, we paid for half or more of each employee's coverage. They had a very low deductible. It was a cheap policy for us to afford. In other words, Blue Cross Blue Shield, they had very competitive rates, but because they didn't qualify under Obamacare in New York State at that time, they canceled the policy. We had to scurry around. We have people, older people. It wasn't easy to get everybody covered, and apparently, well, we're trying to sign up people. Now, bear in mind that if people had coverage through their spouse, or if they were on some kind of extended coverage like Medicaid or something like, they were exempt. So with 50 some odd employees, we had to scramble around, fill out the forms, and apparently we might have filled out the forms wrong. I hope we did, then our fine will be a lot less.
Net result for many businesses is premiums have skyrocketed, and healthcare coverage, the actual coverage that you get. And when you walk into a doctor's office and the treatment, this level of coverage has dropped. Have you found this to be the case?
Yes, we had a $2,500 deductible. We had very small copays. Now we got anywhere from $6,700 deductible and up, and the copays are a lot higher. Not only that, a lot of us lost our doctors, just like they said would not happen.
And so here you have a company such as yourself, and you're not alone. You know you're not alone. There are many others like you that tries to comply with this mandate from the federal government, tries to abide by the law, yet you get caught in this kind of government loophole in the midst of this government red tape while you're trying to do the right thing.
That's exactly what happened. Now, there is a bill in Congress that is in the House. It's in the Ways and Means Committee, 4616, that is supposedly trying to delay it to help companies like ours, but we don't know where that's headed at all. There doesn't seem to be a big drumbeat to get that passed.
And there doesn't seem to be a big drumbeat anymore to actually repeal all of Obamacare. I mean, we may see this lawsuit wind its way to the United States Supreme Court. It'll probably get there, and possibly the United States Supreme Court will strike down elements. I don't know that they'll strike down the entire law, but we shouldn't be relying on the United States Supreme Court to repeal this thing, yet we don't have anybody beating that drum you're talking about in Washington, D.C. right now. I don't hear it in terms of a full repeal of Obamacare when the Republicans have control of both bodies of Congress and a Republican in the White House.
That's exactly right. And the darn shame of it is, you know, when President Trump got elected, we gave everybody a pay raise. We called it the Trump pay raise. And now that pay raise, as far as our company is concerned, is being wiped out by the increased cost in health care. So it's a darn shame. It really is unfair.
And you know,
we got to get competition.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.